Yes, Jackie, bro.
Hey, everybody, it's Dunlap the Man coming at you live.
Yep, and we got some real good sponsors for this one. I know I do. I'm sure you got some sort of filth, but I'll go ahead and do mine.
Jackie, that offends me.
What do you mean offend you?
I mean, that's no way to start off a podcast.
What do you mean? No, I know it's no way to start off.
Here's what the listener...
That's how you started off every time talking
listener
filth.
expects... Here's new listener experience. They jack in their headphones. They call up our podcast, like, Red State Update podcast. Huh, that sounds interesting. I wonder what that's about.
Wow.
And I hear two voices, and they go, okay, well, I'm going to put myself in the hands of these two gentlemen for the next hour, hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
What?
Sometimes. And I am counting on them to guide me through this experience. I have to put my trust in them, and they're going to guide me through. And
if
the
I'm
first
gonna
thing
guide
you say is calling me names, is cutting me down.
Well,
that's going to make the listener go,
no,
what's
that's
on?
That's like all popular radio in the morning or something. You got somebody, an idiot, they talk to, and they make fun of him, and that's what you do on here. That's
But
what
you're
you
the
do.
idiot.
No,
You're the
I ain't the idiot.
You're the idiot.
I am not the idiot.
When
You
people-
are the idiot.
No. I
And
can't-
if you want the listener to start listening, or why don't you get the sponsor? Nobody wants to hear the sponsors. Don't nobody want to hear that. That's something you just have to do. We do it for $25. For anybody who's listening for the first time, people give us $25. And I guess it helps on the computer somehow. But that's what we get, and we have a sponsor. And again, I have a good sponsor, and I'm sure him over there, I ain't going to say his name, get him started, but I'm sure it's a bunch of filth. But if you'd like to hear a real sponsor, I can go ahead and do that.
You're the idiot.
You are the idiot. You're the idiot with the filthy mouth. Go on. Just go on and just do whatever it is you got and just see how filthy it is. If that's what you're going to do, just get it over with. Either let me do mine so you can run it down and cuss and just filth on here. And for all of y'all that listen to this because you like the filth, I don't want you to listen no more.
Well, you can't tell. Our listeners go, wait, you can't.
I can too if you like that kind of filth, if that's what you like coming out of his mouth over there. I just assume you not, because the more that you listen to it, you encouraging him to run his mouth that way, and I don't want to hear it. I just assume y'all just listen to something else. I'm sure there's plenty of things out there cussing, and that's what, anything you get on the computer is dirty or filth or cussing and all that. It seems like I think people might want to listen to a break from that. If that's all they got to look at on the computer all day, then come on here and then maybe just take a break from all the filth in the world. But no, you have to give it to them on here too.
Once the artist, which is us, releases their art into the world, they don't have control over it anymore.
Wow.
So when we put it out there, we can't tell people, don't listen to this, you like filth, you don't.
I can too. I can tell whatever I want to. It's America. Whether it's on the computer or on the phone or out on the square,
America.
Wherever.
Our listeners hear that and they say, well, I want to listen to filth, you stupid idiot.
Hey, you're the idiot.
You're calling our listener an idiot.
I bet there's plenty of listeners on there that says, Jackie, go ahead and do your talking because I don't want to hear that filth. I guarantee you there is.
Well, I bet there's plenty of listeners that say, I wish Dunlap hurry get on here with all his filth.
Why don't you just get on in here and just do filth, and then I don't have to have any part of it? I can go do my podcast. It's got gospel songs and good sponsors and stories or whatever's in the news, that stuff.
That sounds good.
Without cussing and filth.
And then I'd come on and do the cussing and the filth?
You don't come on with – no, not – you do that on your own. I don't have anything to do with it.
My podcast would be cussing and filth And then you'd come on and
And
do
then-
a gospel
and then-
song.
Well, everybody would know if you want to hear the cussing and the filth,
Uh-huh.
you go over there with you and everybody else.
Never worked.
And then if somebody wants to just hear, stories, I'd do some swap and chop on here.
Nope.
If I can figure out a way people call me on the computer.
Let me tell you why that never worked.
Uh,
Imagine if Abbott and Costello, just imagine if Abbott said, you know what, I want to do my own podcast without Costello.
and Wolfman come out the closet scared a fat one to death.
See, that he'd be like, yeah, that'll be on the Costello podcast. You go do your podcast where the Wolfman comes out of the
Yeah,
closet.
well, old Dracula too. He gets both
Dracula
of
in
them on
there
there.
and all of
With, Mummy, I think. I
Yeah.
can't remember. All the monsters, at some point, that fat would
So,
go running out of the room,
Costello
screaming
had
like
his-
a woman. Just a high pitch, just fat running.
He'd have that would be his podcast. And everybody listen to that. Nobody listen.
Nobody listen to that. You want to see a monster come out. You can't have him say, I know they had things that they did on the radio years ago about baseball stuff because that's wordplay. That's what, they did that. They used to do that back in the old days when they was on the radio. But when you get in the movies, you don't sit there, what's that in the closet? Oh, it's Dracula. And then you scream and run. No, you just see Dracula come up from behind him or get out the closet or wherever he's at and just scare the pants off of him. I like him too.
So I don't think if they had what were we talking about?
On the radio, it was baseball. In the movie, it's monsters.
All
Both
right.
can be funny in different ways.
But they wouldn't be funny if you took if Abbott he had a podcast that was like, everybody shut up, I'm gonna do my podcast now.
It'd
then
be like yours.
And
It'd
then
be
Costello would be like, oh, like for an hour. Nobody won't listen to that. But you put them together, it's like, hey, shut up, come here. And he's like, oh, why? That's funny.
well, yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
So it takes you sitting over there going, shut up, stop you cussing, you the idiot, and me going over, dick.
Hey, enough. I'm not going.
Shithole.
I'm not going to listen to it. Go do it
You
on
the
your own.
idiot.
I don't want to do it.
That's
I was
funny.
saying that's not no, it ain't funny. It's a lot of people who don't think that sort of stuff funny.
Those are the people who don't listen to
Abbott
us.
Costello never did that. Not once. Not one of them said words like that. Not once.
Which one would have been better at it?
Neither one of them.
Ah, you fucking asshole.
Hey,
like, that's
enough.
kind of funny. Then my
I don't.
dick and balls are in there.
I right, you do an old Eddie Murphy's, who's usually funny until you show me that thing where he did the honeymooners. I don't like that. I don't think that's funny. He's funny. Dr. Doolittle funny, talking to the animals. The animals, some of them say some salty stuff, but they don't say what you're saying there. But Eddie Murphy's did the same thing. Every time I see honeymooners, all I hear is a filth coming out of his mouth.
So you can't, Eddie Murphy ruined the honeymooners for you.
Well, yeah, but I didn't care for them all that much to begin with. But still, when I see them, I got another reason to turn it off.
Well, what you need to listen to is Joe Piscopo's first album. He's got the Honeymooners rap. Eddie Murphy comes
When
on
Eddie
there.
Murphy come say the filth on
No,
it.
he doesn't. It's pretty clean. It's I'd say it's 100%
Well.
clean. It's filth free, and it's like Norton, and then like scratching, wick, Norton, wick. Hey,
Well,
Ralphie boy,
don't-
thanks for coming down.
No.
What's the matter, Ed? Did you ever call him Ed? Oh no, I got it. Norton,
Hey.
pal, thanks for coming down.
All right, I don't. It
What's the
doesn't.
matter, Ralph? Alice's mother in town?
It doesn't
exactly,
sound.
pal. and
It
that's
just
the
sounds
worst
like
by
the
far.
real ones who wasn't that funny to
That's
begin
what he
with.
did. He did the real ones
Well,
and just
I
put
don't-
it to rap.
Well, I wouldn't like that either, but I tolerate that more than hearing the filth he does. People think it's funny to take old black and white people, make them do sex stuff to one another.
It is funny.
Well, no.
If somebody needs
It ain't
to,
funny to everybody. It's funny to, like I said, I
It's
like
a
it.
niche market.
Well, I like Eddie Murphy's. He's when he's the fat ones on the table.
That's good.
That's always good, and that gets a little randy, but it don't go to what he was doing, talking about the old honeymooners. That's filthy right there. I didn't think that's funny at
Well,
all.
if you want some clean, good honeymooners, funny,
I don't like that.
Rapping
is a point. The point
You
is,
want to get the clip of the week, Joe Piscopo, Honeymooners Rap. See if that's, I don't even know if that's on YouTube. It's from Joe Piscopo's solo album, New Jersey.
I don't know anything Piscopo's. I don't know anything, but I know Eddie Murphy's, and if he's doing Honeymooners, it's filthy. I don't think that's funny. It's not funny to my generation. Now, he turned out okay, because that was when he's younger, didn't know any better, and he grew out of it and started making, the Dr. Doolittle. I never did like the old Dr. Doolittle. Bored me to tears. And the new one's funny. Animals singing something funny. It ain't just singing songs. I mean, I like animals singing songs, too, but funny songs. But he grew out of that, and I wish you would, too.
You want me to follow Eddie Murphy's career path?
Whatever you got the path you got to go down to not have filth coming out of your mouth 24/7. Whatever path that is, if that's Eddie Murphy's path, and you need to take it. Get on that. Stay on it a while.
I might be in my Vampire in Brooklyn phase.
Man, I didn't know. I didn't see him. I don't remember that one. If that's him, I didn't see no. I don't like monsters unless it's got, Well, is he funny with the monsters? I don't, because Abbott Costello, if a vampire comes out and Eddie Murphy gets scared, run away, and doesn't cuss about it, that'd be good. I'd watch that.
He also did the Haunted Mansion movie. I didn't see that one, so
I'd like to see that. As long as he ain't cussing up a storm, I'll watch it. I enjoy him. I like it. Daddy Daycare. Had all the crazy youngins looking
That's
after him.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's pretty
Second
good.
one not as good.
I can't. They all seem the same to me. If he's watching a bunch of children, it don't one or two. It don't make no damn difference.
Then why'd you make me go to the movie see Daddy Daycare 2?
Well, I like it. Wanted to go see it again. They could have just run the first one. I probably wouldn't have known the difference.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known the difference.
Yeah, I'd watch either one. But if you're going to have monster, if he's Eddie Murphy's vampires, or what he said, Brooklyn, up in New York. That sounds funny. If he's running from vampires up in New York, and ain't cussing or running down old black and white people, telling them, doing sex things, I'd watch it. But I ain't seen that one.
So that's our clip of the week, Joe Piscopo, Honeymooners Rap.
You can pick that one. I ain't never seen it. It'll be new to me too. So if you watching Poe, whatever it is, as long as Eddie Murphy ain't, running his mouth. And with filth, he funny when he runs his mouth. Other way, he said, "I need some potato chips. I must, we got a gun on him." He's holding a gun on a white family picnicking. And he comes over a wall. I don't remember what he was getting into, but he said, "I'm just going to eat some of your potato chips." Of course, they scared to death. Scared to death. Him holding a gun to their face.
He's good.
I can't remember that one. I like that one. That's a good one. Well, I got some good. I got a good sponsor. Can't speak for whatever filth's going to come out of his mouth. Again. Well, I'm going to say it every time. I just won't let me do my sponsor here. Now, it's a new product. I have them down here on my shelves, and I've heard there's 2 Piggly Wigglies in the Murfreesboro area that also has it. Not all of them. One Food Line, it says here, I got it all written down. One Food Line and 2 Piggly Wigglies has got this, in the Murfreesboro area, has this new product on it. Fellas pulled up here and had it in his car. He didn't even know we did these podcasts. He just, just wanted to do it, put it in the store, see if people buy it. And I told him, I said, "No, if you got $25, I'll talk about your product on here, And he said, "Wait a minute, let me get it." I guess he left the wallet in the car. He ran out to the car. That's what I thought anyway. And he come back in the store and gave me, he had this whole idea is for, just Commercial, I guess he's got it written out.
A radio commercial, he give you a copy for the radio commercial.
Well, he didn't ever get it. It wasn't ever on the radio. It's the first time, and I told him, I said, it's not the radio, it's computer.
But he didn't understand, right?
Well, no, he knew. He said, that's fine. The computer's fine. He said, that's what youngins like these days. They get on the computer, and that, Lord knows that's the truth. But he gave me, he said, just read this and do the characters. He went over it with me a couple times, and I'll try to do it justice. But, yeah, he wrote this down on the back of a flyer I had in the car here. And run back in, gave it to me, and I have tried this product. I don't want to jump ahead, and it's not bad. It's pretty good. I wouldn't do it otherwise. I'll say that right now. If you got a bad product and $25, you keep that $25. I tell everybody that right now too. But he had $25 and something I think's pretty good. Let me just get to it right here. Let me see. Okay, starts off a family is sitting down to dinner to set the mood. I did it backwards. The family sitting down to dinner. They all sitting around the table. Set the mood. Okay. Here, Daddy says. Here's the daddy of the family. Wait a minute. It's a daddy and a mama and a little boy. That's just three. Just a one-child family, only child. He gonna grow up spoiled rotten, you know that. But anyway, it goes, the daddy talks first. He's at the table and he says, pork chops again? This makes supper dull. He said, did you hear it? The pork chops again? This makes supper dull, is what it says. And then the little boy says, and the same old dry taters? This meal's in a lull. It rhymes. And then the mama says, they hate my cooking. Won't someone save me? And then the door falls down and the horse comes in with the wagon and got all this product all over it. He just comes in and the horse talks like Mr. Ed, I guess. And he says, Mama says, they hate my cooking. Won't someone save me? And then the horse comes in with the wagon, and he says, what you need, little miss, is a jar of horse gravy. Horse gravy is a delicious gravy that goes with any meal. Stuff you put gravy on anyway. It's just the name of it. It's horse gravy.
No, wait a second. I have some questions about horse gravy.
Oh hell, here we go. We questions over it's gravy.
It's gravy.
It goes in a meal that served with gravy. It says here it's gravy plus whatever that means, plus more flavor or something.
So this is gravy and there's horse in it?
No, there ain't horse in it. It's a name of gravy. It's like monkey bread.
Right, that bread that's got monkey in it.
It don't have monkey in it. It's just a name. It's
really?
got the jar's got a picture of a horse on it, and he's saying, got a bubble coming out and says horse gravy. Good.
And is that a picture of the horse that's in the gravy?
What do you mean in the gravy? The horse ain't. It's gravy.
To feed to horses.
No,
I get it.
no,
I'm
not
sorry.
the horse. No, it's for. I didn't say it was a horse family. Do I need to read it again?
I thought.
No, it what you did. I never said horse till it come to horse gravy.
That is weird because that whole time you're right. You never said horse, but that
Well,
whole
a
time,
horse family don't sit around a table. A horse family sit in a barn out in the field.
That's so weird. I totally was imagining them all as horses. So that was when you said the horse come in the door. I thought that was weird.
That is funny, like the dog that comes in with the dog food on the wagon. But it's not. He made sure I was supposed to say this. It's not little like that. Regular size horse, and I didn't read all that underneath. Regular size horse knocks down the door. Comes in. Some of his writing I can't make out, but it ain't little like chuck wagon. It says here, not little like chuck wagon. It's regular size.
Because chuck wagon, you pour water in it, and that is that what this is like dog food gravy?
No, it ain't dog food gravy. It's for people. It's in a jar. It's already gravy in a jar. It's just called horse. It's just the name. It's like Jolly Green Giant. Ain't giant in the green beans or corn or whatever the hell it is.
No,
it's just.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well,
it'd be a giant can.
That's a talking horse. Don't make any sense either. It's the point I'm saying. It's just a name. It's just horse gravy. That's just the name of it.
Now, could you feed this gravy to a horse if you wanted to?
No, a horse, you could try to. A horse ain't going to eat it, more than likely. Horse like oats and hay and grass. It ain't always going to eat no gravy. Probably ain't good for the horse either.
Is this brown gravy? White thickening gravy?
Well, that's why this is special horse gravy. It's got both in it.
Brown gravy and white gravy.
It's all swirled in there.
Oh, that sounds good.
Well, you know how you get potatoes and you got, I'll eat any kind of gravy on potatoes or whatever else. If it meat's dry with it, some people like brown gravy on the meat and on the potatoes, and I just have either kind. I like white gravy, too. White gravy, you think of going on biscuits and, thing like that. But white gravy tastes just fine on potatoes and
I like it on cornbread.
Yeah.
And you can put brown gravy on. There's no kind of gravy. Cornbread's kind of made to put gravy on.
Yeah.
So this sounds like I could just get me a pan of cornbread and this comes in a jar.
It's in a jar. It's got, like I said, got the label horse bubble coming out. Said horse gravy, good.
Get me a jar. That sounds pretty good.
Well, it's swirled in. Remember when they used to have peanut butter and jelly in the
Goober great.
In the same thing? Is that I can't remember all the name of it, but it's all swirled in there. And instead of open up 2 jars, you open up 1. I didn't like the consistency of that. I wanted to do it my own way. But I didn't feel this way about this gravy. I didn't have that feeling. It was like, that's good gravy. Because you just got to, and gravy's good, like you said. You put it on anything. But this man here was brilliant because you put gravy basically on gravy. You putting white gravy on brown gravy or the other way around.
That's genius.
And then take that and put it on whatever you put gravy on. It's
God.
The best thing I know.
Whoever come up with this, I'm not sure about the ad copy, but the gravy on gravy, that's good.
Well, what did I say? I said if you got a bad product and $25, just keep that $25. I take pride in the sponsors that I bring on here, and they help me out, and I hope I'm helping them out. I hope I read that okay.
I thought you did a great job.
Well, I let him know I just work in a store. I ain't no professional, reader or whatever you want to call it.
So that's horse gravy. No horse in it.
No, it ain't.
Don't feed
it's a name of it. It's like a cartoon. It's like there's animals that go with every food.
How do you mean?
They're all different kind of animals on the thing that what is the Cocoa Puffs? Mm-hmm. It's a bird. Ain't no bird in that shell.
Trix Rabbit.
Rabbit ain't in that shell. That's what it's like that, but gravy.
Well, that makes it a lot clearer. Well, if you see this mysterious...
It's a mascot thing. He ain't mysterious.
It's in the name, but Trix isn't called rabbit cereal. And Sonny the Cocoa Puffs, but that's not called Cocoa Puffs bird cereal. It's called Cocoa Puffs, and it's called Trix.
It's whatever you want to call it. It don't... Monkey bread's called monkey bread. There ain't no monkey in it.
That's disappointing. Well, I'm going to be honest.
What do you mean? Like
I thought there was monkey in it for years.
Oh, hell. It ain't, no, Jolly Green Giant's on there. It's his name, and he's on the can. It don't have nothing to do with eating no giant monster anything.
If you could eat a giant, though, first, I don't know, is that cannibalism? I don't know, because it's a humanoid, but giant. But let's say
he's made out of. He looked like a big salad. He got leaves hanging all off of him. He looked like a vegetable.
Well, we should. If there was a Jolly Green Giant, I don't see how anyone could say that we wouldn't be doing a good thing, a troubling thing, yes, but a good thing if we killed him and sent him to feed hungry children.
No, he's like the husk or the stalk or something. You don't eat that part. He's just big, all the stuff. Isn't that how?
Oh, so like
it grows off of him, falls in the can. I think
see,
the little one runs around, catches it off of him.
Off his fingertips and his appendages.
Because he looked like he looked like he made out of grass.
So he should go around with his giant stride. He could make it around to where all the hungry children are.
Well, that's true, yeah.
And just let some vegetables grow off of his toes and elbows.
Don't get anybody's hopes up by it. Ain't real. It ain't real. Just
it's
like a talking horse ain't real on this thing I read.
Now, if you run into this mysterious gravy peddler again,
he ain't mysterious. He'll be here next week. We'll see if it sells out. If it did, he'll stock me back up, and he said if this goes over well, which I don't know if it did or not. I hope it did. If it went over well, just write more horse gravy, and he said he'd give me another $25. And
where are they supposed to write that?
On the computer, wherever.
So write us and let us know if you want more horse gravy. This is a guy out there. Now, are we sure he's like being watched by health?
What you mean?
Come
on. There's women that bring in pies in here and everything else. It's the government got to get their hands in everything, try to ruin it. It used to be a day where you made, whatever, cheese sandwiches or whatever you want to make and sell it to people that are hungry. If you got a good idea for gravy, I'll be able to sell it. Maybe I shouldn't be doing on here. Obama or one of his minions heard something like this. They'd shut old horse gravy out.
I will say it's horse gravy better idea than cheese sandwich.
Well, yeah.
If I was the first person to think of cheese sandwich, and I'd be a genius.
I just use that as an example. Actually, if you put horse gravy over cheese sandwich, and you
keep talking, man.
On point, as I say.
I would love to hear how he came up with the name Horse Gravy. Maybe you could ask him that.
I think it's supposed to be a funny character. We didn't get into it. He's in a hurry to go take a rest up, but he wrote this up, and he'll be here next week. And if we sell out of these, which I hope we do, I know you're going to buy one more likely, and you're going to have to buy one. You can't take one of those because I didn't pay. That's his.
And what if I go upstairs and I rip open a loaf of that bunny bread that's been sitting there?
Listen, I
open one of them jars and I just stick my hand and that bread down in there and sop it up.
Listen to me.
I say, hey, I just opened this.
Shut your mouth and listen to me. I got one already halfway through. We'll go up there and the leftover biscuits from this morning, we'll put that on. Put that horse gravy on it, and once you get a bite
of that horse gravy,
yeah,
I can't wait.
Well, get some as soon as we get this. But anyway.
So you done eat half a jar of that horse gravy?
Well, I gave it out samples. We already sold a few. That's when people come in there. What's that there? Because you put it in a bowl. It's got because I don't know how it works that way. You think it just get light brown, but it don't. The brown gravy and the white gravy stay separate.
That's really?
It's like a swirly thing. You could sit there,
I thought in the jar it was all swirl, but when you started mixing it and putting it on all your food,
it stays separate somehow. It's
just like a light brown.
Secret recipe. No, that's what you would think. It was just the white gravy added to the brown. The dark brown just going to be light brown, but that ain't the case. It stays dark brown, it stays white, and mixes together in there. Because you put some of that, I put some in a bowl, and set it there, and I said, what in the world is this? And I said, dip that biscuit in there and see. So people were bringing the biscuits over and dipping it. Because, when the first person does it, it's like, what that is
So you
good.
just had a bowl up there and people just dragging biscuits
sample
through
like I do in Kroger anywhere else.
I don't know if that's exact. I think they got toothpicks and
Well, you don't need a toothpick. You got a biscuit in your hand. What are you going to get gravy on a toothpick? You don't make any damn sense. You dip. Everybody was dipping. And you know when you dip it in there.
Everybody was dipping that horse gravy. I'm sorry I missed that horse
Well, you
gravy
know how
party.
when you sit there and dip, it didn't last long. I'll tell you that right now, because everybody come in there and put part of the biscuit falls off in there. Then you just get an extra biscuit, sopped up, has soaked up both white and the brown
How many
gravy.
people were dipping their biscuits in this horse gravy?
You know how busy it gets here in the morning for breakfast.
Yeah.
Everybody come in. I work for the phone company. Dem Sellers, he was late because he said, I'm in a rush. I gotta go. Give him, you always get your Mr. Sellers always get a sausage biscuit.
Uh-huh.
And
Who was this again?
Dem Sellers.
Oh, Dem Sellers was late to his job at the phone company.
Because he sat there, he said, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, if you got time, y'all, dip your biscuit." And he sure did, and he kept the dipping, and he said, "I am going to be late." Ran out. So horse gravy, make sure you keep it in the jar till you get home, I guess. Well, I guess you could eat it in the car on the way home.
So that's horse gravy.
Yeah.
New sponsor.
And let us know if you like horse gravy and you get a bite of it and you want to do horse gravy again, come down here and get some at Jackie's Market and get on the computer and say, I think it's, say what the horse says. It says there on the jar, horse gravy, good.
Jackie, I got a sponsor this week I think you're going to like.
Yeah, I doubt it, but it's going to be filthy. I don't want to have it.
A lot of people write us and say, fellas, I never been to Murfreesboro, but I can picture it in my mind. Tranquil, bucolic, beautiful small town life. I can picture the square. I can picture neighbors helping friends.
Yep.
I can picture people waving with one finger, not the middle one. Index finger lifted off the steering wheel as you go by, because everybody knows everybody, and they're happy to be where they are, which is Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yep.
Small town, southern living.
It is, yeah.
But I've never heard you fellers talk about the small town barber shop.
Oh, yeah.
Every small southern town got to have one of them old-time southern barber shops where people come in, sit down, talk about the news of the day, get a trim.
Yeah.
And then go on with the rest of the day.
You talking about Bobby's, ain't you?
Bobby's Barber Shop.
Yeah.
It's a shame that I just was walking by there the other day, and I said, you know what? I need to go in here and ask Bobby if he wants to be a sponsor on our podcast. Because not for the $25, or not because Bobby needs a business, but just because I'd like an excuse to tell people about Bobby's Barber Shop and that there are some things in life that just don't change.
Everybody loves Bobby. You go in there and hear store. It just play. Most people get your hair cut, and once you get done, the other fella sits down and you'll stay in there talking to him and Bobby both.
I don't know how many days I just stayed in there, haircut after haircut, just catching up on what's going on in the town and seeing how my friends and neighbors were doing, and Bobby in there always with a smile and a cigarette going, and generations have grown up getting their hair cut at Bobby's.
I knew his daddy. His daddy opened that place up, yeah.
And now Bobby getting a little older, not as spry as he once was, still with it, still cut your hair good, but he said, you know what, business has never gone down so much. As to where I could take it easier. I need to hire me some help. So he just hired new barber in there.
Good for him.
Some people may know her. It's Stella.
Who?
Stella Smallwood.
I don't know.
She used to run her own beauty parlor over there at Stella Smallwood's.
I wouldn't know her. Yeah.
It wasn't just for ladies. She cut a lot of guys' hair in there, too. And you can go, a lot of people know Stella, and they say, well, Bobby's Barbershop's always kind of been where the men folk would hang out. Not sexist. It's just he was better at cutting. He said, he told me I'd tell women if they come in here, I'd say, why don't you go over and see Stella Smallwoods and get your hair cut over there. So they've been kind of friends for a while, and so he's brought her in over there. She can cut men or women's hair. Nothing is going to change.
Well, good.
The only rule he's got with Stella in there is we can't talk about sex anymore.
What?
Because you know how generations have grown up basically learning about fucking from Bobby's Barber Shop.
I know. He can get salty every now and then, but he knows better to do that around me. I don't want to hear that kind of talk.
What are you talking about? Have you never been to Bobby's Barber Shop?
I've been to Bobby's all the time when he's cutting.
All he talks about is sex. It's like, my other night I was fucking this girl, and I was like, what? How are you doing it? I was doing it this way, and I was doing it. And then it'd be like, how you do it? And I'm like, well, I tried this the other night. And you can go, it's like a Dan Savage. You can go in there and talk about, like, I don't know, my girlfriend don't want to try this. You know what? If she's not into it, just tell her it's important to you. And if she don't want to do it and go over, you may have to go outside the relationship. But, what's important to you? You just get a lot of tips and watch a lot of porn.
Porn? What?
What are you talking about? Have you never been to Bobby's Barbershop?
I've been to Bobby's Barbershop. He didn't put nothing on like that. He got that little TV in there.
Yeah, the porn screen.
We turned it on to, Wheel of Fortune or something if I'm there at that time, But
I have never seen Wheel of Fortune. I mean, we
but
saw
on
the
news
porn
or something.
parody of Wheel of Fortune where Pat Sajak was screwing the Vanna White. I forget their names. I think it was Pat. Butt flap.
All right, enough.
It's not a good porn parody.
I don't want to hear about no
butt flap was having sex with Vanna White.
What?
Face, because her face was white.
All right, I don't want to hear any of this.
I
don't care about Wheel of Fortune. You're making it filthy. It's the same thing as Eddie Murphy's. You take something. I know it's not black and white, but still, you take something and you make it filthy. I should expect it coming out of your mouth.
I don't understand. I didn't make it filthy. Since I was a kid, I learned about sex at Bobby's Barber Shop.
Well, he never said that around me. I guess he had a little respect, unlike some people. If that's what he wants to talk about, he was nice enough to me and would get a little salty here and there, like he'd ask somebody what you did. I saw you at the, Peanut Pockets or wherever you was out to eat at that time, and, I saw you on a hot date there. How'd it go, Buster? Something like that.
Tit fucker?
Wait,
did you get up in the...
No, he
you
never
got your
said...
dick wet yet?
No, good Lord, shut your mouth. I'm not going to hear it.
Seriously?
I'm going to slap it at you. I ain't going to listen to it.
I'm astonished. I mean, this would be like you talking about Floyd's Barbershop on Andy Griffith.
What?
And you're saying, was Floyd, like, do he look like he just had a stroke? And like, yeah, because in real life he'd had a stroke. And you being like, no, Floyd didn't have no stroke. And like, what are you talking about?
What?
This is the same thing. Like Floyd's stroke and Bobby talking about sex. He showed me pictures. He had the magazines back in the day.
He had some adult magazines, but it was always behind the time and the fishing magazines. I knew it was back there, but he didn't pull them out when I was in there. Some men like to look at that stuff when they get their hair cut, and so be it if that's what they got to do. But they won't, touching themselves or anything like that, looking at it.
No, you don't touch yourselves in the barbershop, but if you get so hard you can't take it, you have to go back in one of the curtained off portions. What are you talking about?
I don't want it. I never saw anything.
You never went to one of the live sex shows back behind
Bobby's
Barbershop.
About? Bobby, that children go there. I know men that take their sons down there.
To teach them about the birds and the bees.
What?
Or fucking, or whatever you want to call it.
Enough. I'm not going to hear it again. I'm not going to hear it come out of your mouth. No.
Well, you don't have to worry about it because all that's come to a screeching halt because Bobby of Bobby's Barbershop is nothing if not a gentleman. And he says this, if we go in there and we start talking all this sex stuff, that's going to be a microaggression against Stella Smallwood. So we're just going to have to zip it up, so to speak, and So he's canceling all the sex shows back there, and
Sex? What are you talking about?
but he said, and he says it was getting too much for him. He's an older man now, and he is gonna open up a men's sex group where we can come down at the old junior high school that got hit by the tornado, and it's only half there. But they got one of them rooms you can meet in that's got 3 walls.
I ain't
So
going.
we're going to go down there, and we're just going to talk about our feelings and how we like to have sex and who we had sex with.
All right. Why
And
would
what we
any
did
grown
to
man want to go talk about that with another grown man? That's private business.
Well, sometimes it turns into something else.
Oh, hell.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, Shack Bro.
Hey, everybody. It's Dunlap.
Yeah.
Another podcast.
Yeah. It's doing, yeah.
40 minutes in. We got the sponsors out of the way. Got those out of the way first.
Yeah.
Knocked those out in the first 40 minutes. And now we've got the rest of the time to just sit back and talk about life.
Well, I don't want to take as much time as we did last week. You're on here, sitting down here for 2 damn hours. I ain't got all day to do this.
All right, well, you want me to just throw out some topics and see what
I know
comes
there's
to
a
your
lot
mind?
of stuff going on, but yeah.
All right, let me just throw out a topic.
ICE is burning people up. Pitiful.
All right, let's not do that.
Well, that's what's going on. It needs to be talked about.
Well, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Well, somebody needs to do something. These people, they're the worst. I can't recall getting on a computer or watching on TV somebody on fire like that, what they're doing to people, cutting people's heads off left and right and doing this. And Obama ain't doing nothing about it. Ain't going to raise one finger to help all these people that these crazy ones are killing.
So what you're saying is Obama is enjoying this.
Well, after what he said about Christians.
Oh, that's right. This was at a prayer breakfast.
Yeah.
And he said that Christians do terrible things in the name of Jesus all the time.
At a prayer breakfast.
That seems like the wrong place
to
bash Jesus.
I don't think he's just getting crazy now. I'm going to do what he is full-on tyrant now. Because he said that all the time in private all the time to whoever's in the room in the ear side of him. But to him to say that out loud.
That'd be like, I'm going to say some things now that I wouldn't say at a prayer breakfast. But now he's just like.
At the prayer breakfast.
Doing it.
He probably did everybody bow their heads and then he started?
I think he said, let us pray.
Yeah.
Christians do terrible things in the name of Jesus all the time.
Pitiful.
Amen.
What he's doing is.
Let's eat.
He's making up for his buddies over there, is what it seems like to me.
These buddies in ISIS.
Yeah. Because I never did believe, people's been saying that, he's Muslim, this and that. I never did feel, that strongly one way or another about any of that mess. He wasn't born here and that, them, what do they call them, birthers.
Birthers.
I didn't believe any of that. Mm-hmm. But now the way he's acting, it's hard not to just, look at what he's doing. We're not going to go war with him. I know he's dropping bombs and that, every now and then whenever he feels,
you want a good old-fashioned war with boots on the ground.
That's what a war is. It ain't flying over and maybe we got him, maybe we didn't. Who knows? That's probably what they're going there and telling him. He said, that's good enough. Who we get today? Well, we don't know. Well, that's fine. That's him.
See you tomorrow.
I don't want to say things that are outlandish and crazy sounding. I don't want to come off that way.
Right.
But you look at all the facts of what's going on.
Yeah.
I ain't going to go to war with them and leave them crazy people alone. Don't make fun of them because you need to take care of your own crazy-ass self, Christians.
In Obama's defense, if we're examining all the facts here, I think earlier in that speech, I think he actually mentioned ISIS.
I'm sure he did.
But not in a good way, in a bad way. Like, look at all the bad things ISIS is doing.
Oh,
in the
that's
name of
for
religion.
sure.
And then he mentioned other horrible things people have done in the name of religion. And then he mentioned the Crusade.
Yeah, saving that for last, saving the Christians for last. And saving the best for last. I'm sure he said the Buddhists are awful and you think ISIS is bad. Look at them Buddhists over there.
If you think ISIS is bad, what's happening in the Baptist church down the street?
Yeah. Who are they burning up?
Don't turn a blind eye. I seen Charlie Daniels' tweet. I hadn't heard this story. So my introduction to it was via a tweet from Charlie Daniels' Twitter account, which you should follow. And it said, America wasn't around during the Crusades, Obama.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
That's true. It wasn't. That was King
America
Arthur.
America had nothing to do with the Crusades, Obama.
Yep. That's right. That's King Arthur, England's doing. And what did we do to them? We showed them a thing or two, did we not? It wasn't necessarily because of the Crusades, but you might as well throw it on the pile.
Are you saying we fought King Arthur?
We didn't fight King with England. England is what I'm saying.
Imagine George Washington going up against King Arthur. Who would win?
Oh, well, George Washington, he had a gun. King Arthur only had a sword.
I think, wasn't it a magic sword?
Oh, it ain't as magic as any bullet, I tell you that right now. Ain't nothing too magic for a bullet in real life.
So I saw Charlie Daniels' tweet, and I thought, oh, Lord, Obama stepped in it this time.
Yep. He's used to it. He's looking for mud holes to step in.
In the name of Christ, all the bad things people have done in the name of Christ. And then I wonder, what do they have to eat at these prayer breakfasts? Because is it like a good, like biscuits and gravy? Probably Michelle Obama. It's probably like melons.
Yeah, carrots.
People, the prayer breakfast, praying for something that Shoney's still be open when they get done.
Yep.
Now, people do sometimes do bad stuff in the name of Jesus.
Why, yeah, there's, people rip people off and that sort of thing. All them TV preachers, most of them, it turned out to be no good. But they didn't, what's the worst they did? The worst they did is had, sex with a man prostitute.
Yeah.
That's as bad as it got with them, which is, pretty bad for a preacher. I ain't trying to say right or wrong. I'm just saying pretty bad for a preacher. Leave it at that.
Well, it's pretty bad for a preacher who gets on there and preaches against gay stuff.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And what else did they do? They took money from a lot of trusting old people.
Yep.
They did a lot of hypocritical things.
Yep.
They run down probably you. They made you feel guilty, not you personally.
Oh, no, I didn't listen to them half the time. No. Every now and then there'd be a good song on there. If somebody watched PTL Club or something like this, and they have some good guests.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Jim Baker used to have a good show, have guests come on.
Colonel Sanders has got to go back to a former clip of the week, but if y'all haven't, this clip of the week, That's
a clip of the century as far as I'm concerned.
First of all, watch Joe Piscopo. That's the clip of the week.
I don't know about
Honeymooners Rap. Then after that, go back. I hate to run this into the ground, but you got to look up this PTL Club with Colonel Sanders on it.
They cut the polyps out, everything.
You got talking about how the Lord helped him with some intestinal polyps. Really, really good stuff. And you're gonna want to sit with that for a while. Watch the whole thing.
Well, he talks, and I'm watching that, and I wonder sometimes. And this was at to no fault of his own, Colonel Sanders, he didn't do this on purpose. But when he starts talking about all the money he's made off them chickens and all the original recipe, it's worth millions. You can see Jim Baker's eyes light up. Yeah. You see him, he's interested in about that money. And I wonder if it's just the slightest thing, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's to no fault of his own. He didn't do that on purpose. We all know the Colonel was a good man.
So you're saying Colonel Sanders went on the PTL club and started talking about all the money he made from chickens, and Jim Baker's like, that was the moment Jim Baker said, I'm going to do whatever it takes?
It might have been, is all I'm saying. I don't know for sure. I don't know all the facts. But if you watch it, and you should, not even just for this, not for Jim Baker and all that, just for, Colonel Sanders.
History.
Yeah, history. That's exactly
learn
right.
Something.
Yeah, learn a thing or two.
But also you might be watching Batman's Mama's Pearls moment in the origin of Jim Baker being an asshole.
Well,
when Batman's mother gets shot and the pearls hit the front,
well,
like that may be. You may be watching the origin of Jim Baker.
Well, he seems real interested. He keeps on asking him.
The Zorro
You've done well for
matinee.
you. Yep.
In his origin, like the money, like he's interested in the polyps, he's interested in chicken, but when he talks about having like a gazillion dollars, Jim Baker is like, this man is my hero.
Well, also,
I think if Jesus had come down and sitting next to Colonel Sanders on the couch, I don't know that Jim Baker would have been any less interested in Colonel Sanders. Unless Jesus started talking about all his millions, maybe.
Millions raised in his name, yeah.
In his name.
In his name. He don't care for money himself personally, but if people use Jesus
gives us free will.
That's right. If you want to put his face on a poster or something that you put coins in and it's for a good cause, he does not mind. He don't want that money. I mean, if you were to fill up, like muscular dystrophy or something, that's what children used to do. Run around, knock on doors, aggravate everybody in the neighborhood, and you give them change. That's how Jerry Lewis put them up to, as far as I'm concerned. But they got money. It don't matter. I ain't saying they shouldn't have done it, but all hours of the night, every way, muscular dystrophy. You put the money in there.
Man, they were hardcore.
Smart plan, yeah. Jerry Lewis taught all them kids. The ones that not his kids, the sick ones, but the kids, the good kids that could get up off a butch and go raise money for the sick kids, and if there's anybody that teach you how to irritate somebody, just where you give money so they'll go away, is Jerry Lewis.
So that's clip of the week 2, an old clip of the week.
Jerry Lewis.
Say a clip of the week, throwback. Throwback clip of the week is damn Colonel Sanders on PTL Club.
March of Dimes had Jesus sometimes, didn't they?
Like his picture on dimes?
Not on the dime, March of Dimes. Any charitable organization trying to raise
I don't know these old
money.
Charities you're talking about. I know breast cancer.
All right.
You need to update your charity references.
That's a little awkward if you could put Jesus on something about breast. That's a little funny. You can take that money for something else, call it something else, and then give the money for breast cancer. But Lord knows we want all that to be taken care of. But
Jesus made breasts for us to enjoy.
I know
men
that.
And women.
I know that. I understand that. But still, you don't want to see the word breast in Jesus' face next to it and want money. I don't.
So you saying, how did Jesus get food when he was a little infant after the nativity?
He made fish. He made wine. He could do all that stuff.
You saying Jesus didn't breastfeed? He's natural.
If he did, it ain't none of my business or yours.
Jesus made breasts and he made cancer. I do not see why he would have a problem raising money for either one of those.
He didn't make no cancer. Don't say that. That's the devil's doing. That's the devil's doing there.
Yeah, I sound like Obama.
Yep. That's
Sorry.
right. Jesus made, I'm sure that was part of the prayer after he said, let's go down the list of all the awful things Christians have done. And I'm sure breast cancer was on that list. I wouldn't be surprised. Pitiful. Let's not talk about how awful ISIS is. Now, did he get into specifics? He just said, oh, them ISIS, they get out of hand or they get crazy every now and then.
I don't have the speech in front of me.
Well,
I'm going to say he was hard on ISIS in it. I'm going to say he didn't hold back. He didn't dwell on ISIS. It wasn't all about ISIS. It wasn't an anti-ISIS.
But
breakfast.
Okay, let's say you're right. He jumped on ISIS, said how awful, didn't hold back. You said, well, he sure as hell didn't hold back on Christians either, did he?
Nope.
Yep. And I don't see
false
how
equivalency. I didn't talk about how bad Jesus was in this, and people gonna get mad if I don't do that. So I'm gonna throw Jesus under the bus here at the end of this speech, because I listed how bad the other religions were.
I said, he's saving the best for last. He's saving the big one. He's gonna do that one at the end. That's a closing number for Obama.
People clapping politely, but then when he says, and let's not forget Jesus.
Yep.
And then people like, yeah. Like he's like, okay. I think he had to wait for him to stop clapping. Okay.
Pitiful.
But he soaked it in.
Yeah, he enjoyed that. I'm going to run down Jesus and eat up every bit of that applause. He's going, that's our president, ladies and gentlemen. Like you didn't know that already, but I never thought I'd see the day where the president of the United States going to run down Jesus and get applause for it. At a prayer meeting. What has happened to this world?
Prayer breakfast, not a
breakfast, whatever it is.
I'm curious what they had to eat, though. I would love to hear that.
Oh, just eggs, toast, sausage, whatever, it's breakfast. Don't matter what they had to eat. That don't have nothing to do with it. There's still no excuse to run the good Lord down just to get applause. Pitiful. I guess next time ISIS, I don't know how you top that. You gonna cut heads off or gonna burn somebody up? I don't know what they're gonna do next, but it's gonna be awful, and I'm sure Obama gonna be out the next day and reminding people that King Arthur killed all Muslims. He basically, that's what he's trying to say, is that Jesus started this.
Now, Robin Hood was friends with Muslim Morgan Freeman.
Yes, there are some. I never said all Muslims are bad, did I? I never said it once.
No, we just said King Arthur killed them, but I was just it made me remember Robin Hood. He had his friend.
Robin Hood's different than King Arthur. Robin Hood, he lived in the woods. King Arthur lived in a castle.
Did they ever fight, King Arthur and Robin Hood?
I don't know. I can't remember.
King Arthur versus Robin Hood versus George Washington. I'd pay to see that.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a funny book, Ab. I wouldn't necessarily go see that. I just think it'd be over with in a minute. Robin Hood got a bow and arrow. King Arthur got a sword and a horse. Let's just throw in the horse, too. And then George Washington got a musket. It's no contest as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it's hard for George Washington to balance on the water. Is that a handicap for him? I mean, the waves are rocking. He's in the boat. He's trying to aim. But in the same token, he's moving because he's rocking. If you shoot an arrow at him, it's liable to miss him too.
But if King Arthur drops his sword, will that hand come up out of the water and give him a new sword?
I don't know about that.
Am I thinking of the right?
Hell, I don't know.
History?
I can't remember all of that stuff. But that's what Obama's trying to hint. You Christians started it, and ISIS going to finish it. Pitiful.
I'm sure ISIS be at next year's prayer breakfast.
Wouldn't be surprised. He may be having it over there.
Jackie?
Yeah?
Let's say you had 6 or 7 children.
What?
Would you get them vaccinated?
Well, get them what?
Vaccinated.
Vaccinated. Get the shots. Yeah, measles, all that stuff. Yeah, you're supposed to get your shots.
Well, no, not if you're an American. Nobody can tell you what to do.
Well, that's true. I agree with that. If if you're young, and some people, because you take a child down there and they some just cry a little bit. You know how youngins do. You get scared and cry. Oh, it'll be over in a minute. Give them a lollipop and it's over with. But some youngins are plumb crazy. They'll kick chairs out from other people, spit and scratch, and just you can't control them. And you gonna tell me you need to take that one down to get vaccinated? I say to hell with you.
You'd rather just let those kids die.
No, it's not die. Measles don't kill them. Just slow them down a little bit.
I think it can kill them.
I'd let them get it once and say, "All right, you remember this? I don't want you showing your rear end next year when I take you down there. Maybe they need to get sick to learn a thing or two."
Well, some Republicans this week were saying, I don't know why I'm talking like that. They were saying freedom, no shots. And then I don't know what happened, but they were like, sorry, freedom, get the shots. Rand Paul said parents should be able to choose. Next day, he had something I never want to see again is Rand Paul's arm.
Oh, yeah, you showed me it. It
looked like he was sick, or did he have some disease when he was a kid?
I'll say this now. If your child looks like Rand Paul, get them vaccinated right now. And while you're doing it, don't take a picture because I don't want to look at it.
So Rand Paul said don't give your kid shot if you don't want to, and then he went out and got his shots and said, no, I didn't really mean that 100%. Next question. Then Chris Christie said, there's got to strike a balance. Who knows? Should children be vaccinated? Good question. I don't know. And then they tried to walk that back. So it's like for a day, Republicans were about to say, nope, kids shouldn't have shots. Obama is a dictator. And then somebody in the office said, whoa, this is not tracking well. So they decided to give up on. So I don't think that's going to be the Republican platform, not to get your kids vaccinated, but they tried it out for a day or two.
Well, Obama's got them they don't know whether to wind their wrist rots or go to the bathroom, half of them. He's made them all crazy is what he's done. They've tried everything to beat them, and for whatever reason, it ain't working. And you got to figure it out along the way. They're gonna have a few mess ups. This is one of them, I'd say. Looks like it so far.
A lot of people out there think vaccinations cause
Alzheimer's in children. Gives them Alzheimer's, and that's pitiful. And I feel terrible for everybody out there that's got Alzheimer's.
But I don't think most people feel that way, but it's more than you think. Wherever you are you in a room with other people in it right now? Look around the room. At least one woman in there, or man. I don't know why I said woman. Jim McCarthy, I guess. One person in there thinks that vaccines made their kids the way they are.
Yeah.
Could have been anything.
But there's plenty. See, now here's the thing. This is what's beautiful about America. This is why America.
Let me hear it.
Vaccines made my kid like this, made him sick. There's another parent come along and say, vaccines made my kid like this, healthy, strong, So, go either way.
Yep, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
America is a wonderful place.
Well, yeah, that's why
I wouldn't live anywhere else.
I wouldn't either.
America has a complicated relationship with science. It ain't just like Republicans saying, oh, no, there ain't no global warming. There ain't no vaccine going to get in my kid through a shot in its arm. But there is also hippies who voted for Obama and think that GMOs are all bad and that the government's pumping us full of chemicals. And sometimes they line up and create a movement that kills children. That's democracy, folks.
Yeah. Any crazy person say whatever the hell they want. And there may be some truth to it, and there may not. I don't know.
Sometimes it sticks. Sometimes another crazy person hears it and go, oh, wait.
I ain't got no young children. I ain't got to worry about it. That's another thing that's wonderful about this country. If it don't concern you ain't got to stick your nose in it.
When the Republicans was trying to figure out if they wanted to make anti-vaccine a thing, there was that one dude who said he didn't think it was if restaurants wanted to say their employees didn't have to wash their hands after they shit.
What?
That was cool.
What?
He said that was he said, I forget who this guy was, and I could look it up, but I won't. But he was a Republican, I believe, from the great state of who cares. And he said that if it got out that a restaurant chose not to enforce hand washing regulations amongst their employees, that the marketplace would say, I don't want to go eat at Shit Hands.
What?
So he thought this was a marketplace decision. He didn't think the government should be in there telling restaurants that their employees need to wash their hands.
Well, the government goes by what they get the A in the window or the B in the window, whatever, the
health code.
Health code, yeah.
He said we don't need health codes. We just need rumors. Well,
it'd get out probably. Hell, I tell you how it'd get out. It wouldn't be people saying to you, I hear this. It'd be one of them, crazy youngins in the kitchen doing a joke, sticking something on his backside and then putting it on the sandwich or whatever. You know how they do. And then he'll tell, probably put it on the computer like they do. Everyone's going to know.
What's he doing exactly?
You know how to do it. Somebody showed me something I'll never eat another Domino's pizza for the rest of my life. And put stuff in the nose and down the pants and then put it on the pizza and think it's funny. And put it out there. And Domino's still doing fine.
See, and if the marketplace is going to decide, okay, let's say that Domino's Pizza says we're not going to have our employees wash their shitty hands anymore. That's up to them. If they want to, fine. If not, if they won't come out of the bathroom and rub their shitty hands all over this pizza, that's fine too.
Wow.
And then Papa John says, okay, we definitely make our employees
run them out of business.
Wash their hands after. But that's not necessarily true because Domino's could say, okay, we're not making our employees wash their hands, and Papa John's was beating us in the pizza game, money-wise, but we're going to make our pizzas half off.
Yeah.
And people might say, shit, half off pizza with some fecal matter on it don't sound that bad right now. Because I'm a little light this week, so if I can get me a half off pizza with a little bit of shit on it, I might eat that instead of the Papa John's fancy, clean pizza. Oh, this pizza is pristine and germless.
What?
And over at Domino's, they working hard.
Well, Domino's is what I'm saying. I ain't agreeing the government needs to have a hand in every pizza joint, from up the coast to down south, every which way. They probably don't. But Domino's had on a computer, on a video, someone showed me, and back in the kitchen, Domino's putting the pepperoni in his nose and putting something on his backside, of mushroom something, and then putting it all on the pizza and putting it in a box, sending it out, and they think it's funny. Now, that right there, because you can see it with your own damn two eyes, that right there should have shut down Domino's for good. But they still, I see the cars going up and down at the Domino's. They delivering pizzas left and right. So if our own video ain't going to stop it, what makes the government think they can?
So are you saying you're in favor of letting people not wash their hands?
No, I never said that.
You ain't got us. I never said.
If you told everybody you don't have to wash your hands no more before you make a pizza, there's still people going to go, well, no, I'm going to wash my hands, number one, because I don't like to have, number 2 on it at all, whether I'm making a pizza or whatever I'm doing.
Just
I don't
living my
want
life.
I don't want number 2 on my hand. It ain't got nothing to do whether I'm at work or whether I'm at home reading a book, making a pizza. I
Book's the worst.
don't want it on my hand.
You ain't gonna return that to the library without
sir.
a fine. You don't have a sign in your bathroom saying employees wash your hands here.
No, but I think people know better here. I got enough food gets your hand messy without going number 2 on it. I wash my hands to keep the food off of them. You in there cooking all morning, you got chili, you got,
Yeah, federal
grease,
government.
everything all over your hands. I want to wash my hands. You ain't got to tell me you think I'm ignorant, and you got to tell me to wash my hands when they get dirty. I know better than that.
That's a good point, Obama. It ain't like restaurant workers or pig pen from Peanuts.
If you work in a hot kitchen all damn day, now I don't do it because I'm, up there in age. I don't have to do it as often as I used to when I was a youngin'. But if you was a youngin' and you going to go out on the town and you work in Ryan's Steakhouse all damn day, what's the first thing you going to do when you get off work?
Smoke a joint.
No, you're going to get in the shower and wash all that mess off of you.
Smoke a joint first,
Oh, hell.
but then get in the shower.
No, I don't.
Get in the shower high, man. After a long day at
All right.
Ryan's Steakhouse, you ain't gonna tell me you ain't gonna put a joint
All
to your
right.
lips before you get in the shower.
All right.
Ryan's Steakhouse, come on. Maybe shoot a bottle of damn Jack Daniels in about 30 seconds.
Okay, enough.
Just so you can
I'm trying to
face-
make a point that you gonna go out of your way to get that mess off of you, even when you at work, 'cause you spill something, burn your fingers, this, that, put a Band-Aid on, all that stuff. You got to keep it. You want to keep your hands clean for your own damn self, not for Obama.
Have some self-respect, restaurant workers. Don't do it for Obama. Do it for your damn self.
And I'm gonna say it on the other end. Look, we all know people have people with self-respect and people, who care about how they look or smell, or at work or wherever they're at. Still for those kind of people, accidents gonna happen. So you, Obama, you can put whatever letter or tell whatever restaurant that they got to wash their hands and this and that, and they do. Let's say they do every time. Still, accidents happen.
They still may accidentally be some shit on your pizza.
All right, don't say it that. Say number 2.
There might be some number 2 on your pizza. And then what? Send them off to Guantanamo while you and your ISIS buddies sit around and laugh?
Yep.
I don't know what's happening in this country, Jack.
I don't either. Makes me sick to my stomach.
I don't
just
even
talking
know
about
where
it.
we come down after that thorough discussion of I don't know where we came down on vaccines or King Arthur, but anything else we need to
They
talk
didn't
about?
have vaccines back in.
No,
on
King Arthur didn't have
It's
vaccines.
plague come through. Plague killed all them
And
people.
they didn't wash their hands because the witch doctors told them that water was of the devil.
Yeah. Because that hand come out and give that sword to
Devil
King
hand,
Arthur.
the woman devil hand.
They ain't going to know any better than that. And if they see that happening, they're just going to think the worst. But because of that, in those times, because of the plague, when we learned what was right, what people start doing?
Don't know.
Washing their hands.
Washing their hands.
So I don't want to get the plague. Wash your hands, cover your mouth, all that stuff. That's what come from those times. And Obama's sitting there telling us that we can't even retain enough to know what happened that far back. Obama don't expect us to know our history is what it is.
He got to tell us about the Crusades and thinks we're too dumb to remember the plague. Well, which is it, Obama?
He don't think we know a damn thing.
Do you want to talk about Brian Williams, or should we wrap this up?
Brian Williams.
The lying newscaster.
How long ago was it? 12,
13 years.
13 years. Well, a lot can happen between.
I forgot we even went to Iraq.
What do you mean you forgot we went
It
to
just
Iraq?
slipped my mind. I mean, it's easy. I can see how you would get some things mixed up. I was like, Iraq? What was he in Iraq
No,
for?
that's what the mess is over there. Obama took us out of Iraq and let the enemy win.
I forgot. I couldn't put that together. I didn't know how. I was like, what was he doing over there? So that makes sense now. But, yeah, you can forget stuff happened 12, 13 years ago.
I don't watch Brian Williams anyway, so I ain't going to miss him one way or the other. Can't believe what he says now. That's not the kind of person you won't do it and do.
No, nothing. Walter Cronkite, most trusted man in America.
Well, now, he said they landed on the moon, and he knows all that TV stuff. He knows where all the wires were going and where the pictures coming from.
He's not the repairman.
Well, no, he knew damn well we weren't on the moon. He's getting that paycheck. Now, the government, in his defense, government may have threatened his life or his family or something and said, you going to say we went to the moon, old man. They may have done that to him. So, in his defense, I'll say that. But he got on TV and looked everybody in the eye and, what's his name for show, saying, one small step, whatever, yeah, right.
Is that better or worse than Brian Williams saying he got shot down in a helicopter?
Well, I don't see why a government would be, trying to tell him, tell everybody he got shot down. It makes him seem like a big shot or something. And then if you don't remember something, like he's saying, I just don't remember, that's what he's saying, right? I messed up, I don't remember. Well, if you don't remember something, don't go on every damn TV show and say the same story over and over again if you don't remember it.
Do you think it's possible he had amnesia and he was trying to reconstruct his life by watching old TV reports? I was on the. He seems so confused by the fact that he may not have been telling the truth. It's odd. He doesn't seem like a liar. He doesn't seem like a blowhard. It's weird. I'm just trying to come up with a reason he may just constantly lie, and it could just be he doesn't have the facts of his own life down correctly.
Well, they're saying now he lied about Katrina.
He seen bodies. He got sick because he drunk the water accidentally.
Why would you? Oh, accidentally. Okay, well, you thought.
I don't know if he said accidentally.
I'd be surprised if Obama was president back then during Katrina. He would have had signs everywhere saying, "Don't drink the water."
Under penalty of law.
Yep.
Now everything.
You sit there as an American. Now we know it's going to make you sick.
But I have the right to drink it.
Right? If you sit there and he look in his eye and say, don't you dare drink that water. If Obama was telling me that, I might just scoop up a little red Solo cup full of Katrina water and,
Gulp, 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 Obama.
If it's good enough for Brian Williams.
Down the hatch. Well, Brian Williams probably lied about it. Now I can't take anything, Brian. I don't know if he's lying.
Why would you lie about that, of all things? Like, why would you want, if I accidentally drank some Katrina water, I wouldn't want anybody to know about it. I'd feel like an idiot. Guess what I did last week? And he's on TV telling everybody that.
Now, everything he said he was proud of his daughter after she got her ass eaten on TV.
All right, I don't want to hear that.
And I'll bet you anything he was not proud of her.
I would hope not.
I'll bet you he was embarrassed because everything he says is a lie. Topsy-turvy.
Why would you be proud of your daughter for anything like that?
I was kind of proud of her.
Oh, enough. I don't want to hear it. I don't even know who she is. That's almost as bad as drinking Katrina water right there. It runs in the family, I guess.
We need to have we need to have a girls' marathon, Jackie.
What?
B, there's a lot of fecal matter on this week's podcast. We're talking about ass eating.
We didn't bring it out.
We're talking about shit hands.
Blame that on Obama.
We're talking about Katrina water, which has a lot of different things in it, but I'm sure that sewage is part of it. And was there anything else we missed? when I'm trying
Pizza, people putting it on pizza.
Pizza, shit pizza.
Oh, I don't want to even think about it. I don't eat pizza hardly anymore in no house. So.
Because of that?
No, not because of that, just because I don't care for it. But if there's a chance for that, I ain't going to eat it. Like I said, I'll never eat another Domino's pizza for the rest of my life, but it wasn't too hard for me to give up. It's just like honeymooners, you know. You said Eddie Murphy did all the filthy stuff about it. It changed it for me, but I didn't like it to begin with.
Why don't you like the honeymooners?
Just silly. Why would I don't know why he would. Why in the world would you hang out with him and all he does is irritate the hell out of you? It don't make any sense. If he's that much bigger than him, fussing with, because you could see he'd get him so riled up, he's fussing with his wife, everything else. It don't make any sense. Why in the world would you hang out with anybody that just drives you crazy? It's silly to me. It didn't seem real. It seemed dumb.
Yeah, just day after day, week after week, somebody winds you up so much.
Get you so worked up over something, you're screaming and hollering and waving your fist and threatening to hit your wife and everybody else. Why in the world would you let somebody wind you up like that?
I don't know. It doesn't make a fucking
lick of sense watch your mouth. I don't want to hear that language. You can talk about it.
You the idiot.
Hey, you are the idiot, you're a filthy idiot is what you are.
You're a filthy idiot. I bet you got shit all over your hands.
Oh,
wash them.
I wash my hands. I'm a cook for a living. I make breakfast and lunch and dinner, and I wash my hands after every one of those. Before and after. You the idiot. What do you do for a living?
Nothing.
Nothing. Not a damn thing. Now, who's an idiot?
I'm going to go up there and drink some free beer and eat some horse gravy.
You going to pay for horse gravy now.
I'll walk right out here with a jar under my arm.
You better not. I know how many are sitting on that shelf, and I can check every damn receipt before I go home. You best leave that horse gravy alone.
You the idiot.
And I was going to give you some horse gravy I already opened up. I was going to let you take some of the old biscuits in sale this morning and dip them in there, but I ain't going to do it now. You ain't getting no horse gravy. No horse gravy coming to you. I'm through on here. I don't want to be around you anymore.
All right, see you next week.
Had enough of that. Well, yeah, everybody thank you kindly for listening to podcast, rates and reviews is Facebook, on iTunes, Twitter. All those things, get on there and rates and reviews, right?
Yes.
All right.
Clip of the week. Joe Piscopo, Honeymooners Rap.
If you want to watch something good, watch Colonel Sanders talk to Jim Baker. I know it don't sound as entertaining.
It is, though.
It's the best thing you can look at on there.
That's 2 clips of the week, one old one, one new one.
There's somebody that washed his hands, too. I guarantee you, Colonel Sanders, he taught his employees. He being around all that chicken stuff and plus the polyps, having that issue probably.
And the white suit.
Yeah.